Well, we're focusing on the unfortunate incident that happened over the weekend. We do have a report about it. We'll take that and we'll take it from there.
We're here to join the members of the family, friends and well-wishers. Thank God for a life well spent and a life that truly impacted on so many. So I think members of the family should thank God for the life of their late father.
Governor Patrick Yakowa paying tribute to and sympathizing with the family of the late Patamunobebara Douglas.
I'm happy that I came, not just.
And as he took a walk with General Andrew Azazi, little did both men know that in just a few hours, Nigerians will be sympathizing and condoling with their families as well. Armed with machetes, villagers hacked their way into the forest of Okoroba, Nembe local government area of BAYELSA State, in search of the crashed helicopter. When they eventually found it, a grim reality hit them. No one could have survived, judging from the impact of the crash, as well as how severely shattered the helicopter was. After the crash, BAYELSA State Governor Saraki Dixon, as well as the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Dele Ezoba, are at the Federal Medical Center, Yenagoa, where the corpses have been deposited. A visibly saddened Governor Dixon pays tribute to the dead.
So it's a very sad day, and I can only pray that God, in His infinite wisdom and mercy, should give the families of all the deceased persons the fortitude with which to bear what is clearly an irreparable loss. For our brother and leader, the late General Andrew Azazi, Chairman of the BAYELSA State Post-Flood Management Committee, just inaugurated less than 2 weeks ago. Chairman designate of the BAYELSA Development Corporation. I really have no words to express the profound sense of loss and tragedy that has befallen this state and our country.
A sad way to end the year, and as 2013 beckons, Nigerians will be praying that tragedies like this do not spill into the new year and that valuable lessons will be learned after investigations into the crash have been concluded.
All right, and Captain Benson Ikponwosa joins us now. He's a pilot. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, the last speech band that they talk about investigations into these kind of matters, and you know, when you hear that, you tend to ask yourself, okay, when was the last time we had an investigation into any aviation matter and it was really published? And yeah, it's really sad situation. But what went through your thoughts when you even heard this?
I did say the last time I was invited here that these things are not at an end. Planes will continue to come down. What we need to ask ourselves is, why us? Why us? Why Nigeria? And the simple answer is, to my mind, we want to be part of the world, the rest of the world, in everything they do, aviation, rails, roads. But the enabling structures we don't have. Because we fail to put those enabling structures in place, we suffer like this. India's aviation is driven by its population and its sheer size, like Nigeria. But you don't hear of planes going down regularly in India, helicopters crashing. You don't hear these things because the structures are there for safety. It is those structures we do not have. We go out, we invite airlines to come in, we invite Nigerians, put money in aviation, buy planes, buy helicopters, and we think that's aviation participation.
Are we missing the point?
We are terribly missing the point. When I had the opportunity to get into flying, my parents couldn't have afforded the amount of money required to train a pilot. Hell no, my father couldn't have done it. But there was a program in place in this country at that time by the federal government of Nigeria compelling all airlines who are operating in this country to train Nigerians. From Nigeria Airways to all the private airlines, aero contractors, Bristol helicopters. The College of Aviation Technology in Zaria was treated also as a company. And so they had to train people. I was one of those trained by the College of Aviation Technology to become a pilot. From then, I served them for more than about 10 years as a flying instructor. And so it was with these companies. They train pilots, they train engineers. And those people so trained serve those companies. The training was holistic. In fact, Nigeria boasted some of the best trained personnel in the world. Not only pilots, not only engineers, air traffic controllers. Name it, anything involved in aviation, Nigerians were trained.
Is that all confined to history now?
That's all confined to history now. If your son wanted to be a pilot, you will need to cough up that money. And it could range from anything like $50,000 to $100,000 just to qualify as a pilot. So, what we then have will be people always struggling to try to get into that sector of the business by going to probably not well-grounded institutions, coming out, getting qualified, and even when they do qualify, they want to start their profession. They are also not given the enabling environment to do so. You can imagine there are so many young men and women out there now who are actually qualified pilots. They can't get a look in because they do not have what we call the type rating. They do not have the type certification of the aircraft that are in the industry. So what do the companies do? These young men and women go there, they apply for a job. The company says, oh no, we don't want you. You don't have the type rating. And even when these young men and women, through their parents, are able to again type rate themselves, they get back. Somebody says, oh no, but you don't have experience. So it's a circle that will kill us in aviation. We need to get back to those days when the government says, look, we want training. Because training is not something that, it's not like going to university and coming out and that's the end of the story. It's a continuous thing in aviation. Throughout the life of a pilot, of an engineer, you are constantly. And on this, on Channels TV, it's been said over and over again, the destruction of Nigeria Airways is causing a great problem for Nigeria now. In those days, all the smaller airlines, they looked at Nigeria Airways up there. So you always had movement. Pilots, engineers moving from flying school into those small companies, moving up into Nigeria Airways. Nigeria Airways had the best training system befitting of any airline in the world.